What's good? Welcome back to It Girl Academy, where we explore how to become the best version of yourself through beauty, style, mindset, and how we navigate the world. I'm Asia Jackson, your student class It Girl president, and today I'm going to share my everyday makeup routine with you guys. I do have oily skin, so I'm going to show you how I make that not show up. I do have brown skin, so I'm going to show you the exact colors I use for my lip combo as well as my blush. And I'm going to show a whole bunch of other tips that I have learned throughout the years to go from this to this. Also, I just prefer a more natural looking everyday makeup look, so if you are also into that vibe, keep watching. Alright girls, so let's get into this foundation. I have found the perfect shade for my skin tone. Unfortunately, it is from a brand that is shutting down. This is the Skin Enhancing Stick by COLÉ. Such a good formula, and I am in the color 300. I am very sad about this. This is one of my favorite foundations ever. Not only was COLÉ my favorite Black-owned beauty brand, it was just one of my favorite beauty brands, period. And I am really devastated that they are shutting down. I did stock up on these. I got like 3 or 4 of them just because it's the perfect shade match for me. But I want you to look at this. Hello? Hello? Oh my God, this is another product that has been discontinued. This is the Face One brush by Marc Jacobs. Marc Jacobs Beauty does not exist anymore. Really, really devastating. What is going on in the beauty world? Well, I guess the Marc Jacobs thing happened a few years ago. But still, look at that, folks. Look at that. I mean, wow. Wow. Now, I do have another foundation that I've really been loving that is available. This is the Tirtir Cushion Foundation. I'm in the color 35N Walnut. I do find that this color is a little bit too red. Let me show you an example of that. So as you can see, it is a little too red compared to the COLÉ one, but it's close enough. Like, I can brighten up everything, you know, with my concealer and whatnot. One thing that I really love about this foundation is that it is really creamy and really easy to blend. And I hate telling you all of the good things about this foundation because you can't get it anymore. So I just go over my eyelids. These next 2 steps, actually, I only do when I'm going to be on camera. I usually skip this on like a daily basis just because, I don't know, I feel like this is such an unnecessary step if I'm not going to be appearing on camera. So this is the SAIE Sun Melt Natural Cream Bronzer in the color Tan Bronze. And I'm gonna take the cream blush brush from IT Cosmetics, number 3. I'm gonna take some product on here and then I'm just going to bronze up my cheekbones a little bit. And this is going to add color back to my face because I just made my entire face all one color with the foundation. So I'm gonna bring back some color, some dimension. It also acts kind of like a contour, but not as intense. I'm not really a huge fan of the heavy contoured look, and this adds enough dimension for it to be seen on camera. And then I'm going to take the Hollywood Contour Wand by Charlotte Tilbury, and I use this to contour my nose a little bit. And again, I only do this when I'm going to be appearing on camera. This is a like bullet brush. I don't know if this is the proper term for that, but it's by a Korean brand called Philly Millie. I got this when I was in Korea. And basically I just take some product on the brush like this. And then I just lightly contour my nose. Just like that. When I move, you move. Just like that. When I move, you move. Just like that. Sorry, that was very millennial of me. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use concealer under my eyes. This is one of my favorite concealers ever in the world. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Such a holy grail product, really solid concealer. It does not crease as bad as a lot of concealers that I've tried. I am using the color Medium Deep 2.5 Chestnut. I would say this is like 1.5 shades lighter than my skin tone. So it's not gonna brighten up the area too much, but it does enough to conceal some of those shadows under my eyes. And I really focus it on the center of the face. And then I go just like that. I went to, oh wait, actually, let me wet this real quick. Anyway, as I was saying, I went to like a Charlotte Tilbury like makeover session with one of their makeup artists, and he gave me a really great tip. When I conceal, or even when I do like a winged eyeliner, what you want to do is aim towards the top of your ear. Because sometimes what I've noticed is that sometimes I angle things too high and it just looks really weird. So a really good tip is to angle it towards the top of your ear. So when I put my concealer at the end of my eye like that, that's where I'm angling everything. All right, now we're gonna do some loose powder. This is my least favorite step because it's so messy, but I use the Pore Eclipse Translucent Loose Setting Powder from Milk Makeup, and I'm using the color Translucent Medium. So I actually upload it. I open it upside down because it just gets so messy. Okay, and then I'm gonna take a pointed powder puff and I'm going to bake under my eyes and around the T-zone area. I have very oily skin, so we are going to fix that right up. Boom. Also, another reason why I love baking is because it just brightens up under the under eye even more. Just, I don't know, has a really nice effect. I feel like I need a little bit more. There we go. Okay, now I'm just gonna take a brush. This is the REFY. I don't know what this brush is called, but it has two sides to it. I'm gonna use this side and I'm just gonna dust this off. I actually don't let my powder set for that long. Kind of just apply it and then brush it right off. Okay, and then we're gonna go in with one of my favorite products, or favorite steps, favorite categories of makeup, blush. This is the, what is this? Blush On in the color Lady by Sunny's Face. Sunny's Face is a local Filipino brand. They do ship to the United States now. So if you've ever wanted to try their products, you can go ahead and do that. And it is this like very beautiful like brick red color, but it is not too vibrant. One of the reasons why I really like shopping from local Filipino brands is because a lot of the Filipino population is brown. I'm Filipino and I'm brown. And so a lot of their makeup products are made with colors that work really well for brown skin tones. So I really like this one by Sunny's Face. It's in the color Lady. A little goes a long way. This kind of actually reminds me of the blushes by Rare Beauty. But I just feel like this brand has better colors for my skin tone. So a little goes a long way. So I'm just gonna dot, that's actually even too much. I actually used a little too much. I'm gonna use the Hourglass number 15 brush, and then I'm gonna blend it out. And remember how I said that everything should be angled towards the top of your ear? That is where I'm gonna take the blush. I'm gonna angle it towards the top of my ear. This tip has never failed me. Sometimes, like before I learned this tip, sometimes I would bring my blush way up here or I would bring it too low and it just wouldn't highlight my cheekbones in the right way. But ever since I started angling towards the top of my ears, wow. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Boom, but wow, that's a lot. One technique, like one makeup technique that I do now in my 30s that I didn't do in my 20s because I was a very impatient 20-year-old, I really take my time to blend with light strokes. I feel like that's something that I never did when I was younger because I felt like, no, I need to do everything in one go and it needs to be perfect in one go. But sometimes you need to trust the process. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta take your time. Everything good is worth waiting for. Now look at that, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. Okay, one of the reasons why my makeup has been looking so good in my videos lately is because I finally learned the difference between a setting spray and a finishing spray. So I'm not gonna get very technical about this. I feel like someone else can explain this better, but basically a finishing spray is what everyone thinks a setting spray is. And it's a little confusing because almost every like complexion spray on the market is marketed as a setting spray, whether it's actually a setting spray or not. So this is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury. Even though it has setting spray in the name, it is actually a finishing spray. And what a finishing spray is supposed to do is it's supposed to melt all of the layers of makeup that's on your face into like one layer so it looks like it was just applied. It looks, you know, fresh and a little dewy. I know you can't really tell on camera, but there are some areas of my face where like the cream blush and the powder kind of like interacted with each other and it looks a little crusty. So I'm going to take my finishing spray and I'm gonna cover my edges so that I don't ruin my hair. This looks crazy. And I'm just gonna go to town. Another mistake that I used to make was even when I did use a finishing spray, I was not using nearly enough. Like, your face shouldn't be soaking wet, but it should get pretty wet because that's how it's gonna work. You gotta do it right for it to work. Okay, and I'll tell you what a setting spray is when we get to that step. So the next thing that we're gonna do, what do I usually do after this? I feel like I usually do my eyebrows. So let's go ahead and do my eyebrows. I really like the Boy Brow Arch by Glossier. I love this product, but the packaging isn't great. Sometimes, like when you use it for long enough, the white on this pencil will actually start peeling off and it gets all over your fingers. And it's really annoying, but it's great when you first use it. So on one side, it has a brush and I'm just gonna brush my brows out. I was looking at like old videos of myself and I had serious brow blindness. Like my eyebrows were so thick. I feel like I look better when my eyebrows are a little bit thinner and defined. I do my own eyebrows these days. I know like in the past I've done like threading, I've done sugaring, waxing. I've kind of tried it all, but I just really like when I do it because I have more control. I'm a control freak. I'm a perfectionist, so I can really control how exactly my eyebrows look. And I just do it with tweezers. Yeah, it looks quite nice. To me. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is my eyeliner. Now, I do have oily lids, so I have to use a primer. I do not do my eyeliner without a primer. It's just, if I don't, that's just a recipe for a disaster. So I am going in with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I just use the regular or the original one. I get a little here, blend that in. I really make sure to get in the outer and inner corners of my eyes because I feel like that's where it gets the oiliest. Do the other side. Like that. And then I still have my powder open. I am going to take a fluffy, oh wait, not this one. A fluffy blending brush. I learned this trick from a makeup artist when I was on set. And I always just set the primer with a translucent loose powder. And that's really going to lock in the primer. And make sure that my eyelids don't get oily. Sorry, y'all, I have my monitor right here, so I'm like, yeah. Okay, now in order to keep this as mess-free as possible, I literally just screw this back on upside down, and I just keep it upside down. Okay, I hate doing my eyeliner on camera because I need my mirror to be at a very specific angle. I'm gonna try to show you what I'm doing. Is this gonna work? Let me zoom you in a little bit. Okay, let's see if that works. This is the Kill Black Superproof Mascara from a Korean beauty brand called CLIO. Korean beauty brands make the best eyeliners and the best mascaras. When they say superproof, they mean superproof. Like this eyeliner and the mascara that I'm about to use, it ain't going nowhere. Even when I do my oil cleanser, when I take off my makeup, I really have to like get in there with the oil cleanser. Like, this stuff is real good. Actually, let me not do this while I explain this. So basically what I try to do is I first draw a line that is angled towards the top of my ear. I just draw like one single line. And then what I do is, I don't know if you can see the shape of my eyelids, but a lot of Asian people have this. There is like the perfect section in here to just put your wing liner. So after I draw that line, I just go to the tip or the point of that line that I just created, and then I just go back in and then fill in the wing. And that's how I do my wing liner. This is gonna make sense when I do it, hopefully. So I just created that line, and then I'm gonna go to the tip or the point of this line, and then I'm just gonna go back in like this. I like to stay really, really close to my lash line. A lot of Asian people, we don't have a lot of eyelid space. So if I take up too much of my eyelid space with eyeliner, it's just gonna look crowded and not good. Is this a safe space? I just remembered this. 2 days ago, I found like 2 gray hairs on my head. I was shocked. Not that it's a bad thing, it was just shocking to see that many in one day. And yeah, that is basically how I do my baby winged eyeliner. I know I got a lot of requests about like how to do that, and it's actually super simple. When I know I'm going to be on camera, like taking photos or filming a video, I also like to tightline just to give my eyes just a little more drama. I really have been loving the Seamless Glide Eye Pencil by Lisa Eldridge. I actually got the wrong color. This is brown. I need black. Here we go. This is the Seamless Smoke Eye Pencil from Lisa Eldridge. This is in the color Cinder Smoke. I'm actually very surprised by this eyeliner pencil. A lot of eyeliner pencils, because I do have oily lids, sometimes they just transfer everywhere. and I get panda eyes. This surprisingly does not do that. So I'm just gonna tight line my eyes, raise my eyelids like this, and then I just, again, I only really do this when I'm on camera. I don't really do this like every day when I walk out the house. Okay, I'm gonna do my other eye off camera. Now what you think about that? Now you know how I feel. See you can handle my love. Are you for real? I feel like I have been talking about this eyelash curler for a very long time. This is so disgusting, but this is the eyelash curler from Kevyn Aucoin. This is the best eyelash curler if you have almond-shaped eyes or you have like narrow eyes. I have never accidentally pinched my eyelid using this eyelash curler. It's like the perfect like shape. I don't know how to explain it. So we're just gonna go in, curl these lashes. I usually curl for like, I don't know, 16 seconds. Very specific, but that's what I do. Oh, you know what? I just noticed the reason why I choose 16 seconds is because it's 2 8 counts. I guess that dance background is coming in mysterious ways. All right, girls, this is the ultimate mascara if you have oily lids, or if you have eyelashes that like have trouble staying up. This is the CLIO Kill Lash Superproof Mascara. This is the same brand as the liquid eyeliner that I used. And again, when they say superproof, they mean superproof. There's actually different kinds. This is the 20 bouncy lash version. So let me show you this wand. So it kind of has like a curve at the end so that you can really get those little tiny hairs at the front of your eyes. Tiny lashes, not tiny hairs. I don't know why I said that. I would say this is less of a lengthening mascara and more of a volumizing mascara. I don't really have an issue with short lashes. My lashes, I just don't have a lot of lashes, if that makes sense. So I really like volumizing mascaras like this to give me some definition, some more definition around the eyes. Because one thing I've realized is that I don't like wearing false lashes. I just don't like it. All right, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to draw a fake beauty mark right here. And every time I do this, my boyfriend is like, why do you do that? And it's just the look. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know when you watch a period piece about like French or British royalty in like the 17th century and everyone has like a fake mole? It's the same situation, girl. It's just the look. I don't even remember what eyeliner this is. This is definitely a drugstore eyeliner. The label is gone. I don't even remember what brand it is. I think it's L'Oreal. I don't even know. I don't know, girl. All right, are you ready for my favorite part of my makeup routine? We're gonna go into the lips. Now, one of the biggest reasons why I've been looking so good in my videos lately is because I finally found the correct lip colors for my skin tone. Like, I know where on the color spectrum I should be looking for lip colors, and I found like the perfect lip combo for me. It makes a huge difference. Before, I used to use very like vibrant colors, and I'm realizing that I look better when I wear more muted or like brownish toned colors. So this is the Lip Liner 101 by SAIE. This is in the color Tease. Let me show you that. How do I describe this color? It's kind of like a brown maroon color. Is there a name for that type of color? Actually, let me bring you in for this also. Okay, so you know how I have this double lip line here? It's really visible. My lips have a very visible double lip line. I actually cover that with my lip liner. So I, in a way, overline my lips. I noticed that when I go underneath my lips, it just looks weird because now there's like this light line surrounding my lip liner and my lipstick, and it doesn't look good. So I actually overline my lips. I also don't like the look of when my Cupid's bow is like straight across. Like, you know how some people, when they line their lips, they just go straight across? I don't like that. I like keeping the integrity of my Cupid's bow, so I make sure to keep it pointed. And then for my bottom lip, I also have a double lip line on my bottom lip, but because my bottom lip is so full, you can't see it anyway. So I just line it normally. Because if I go too low, the lip liner will transfer to my chin and it just looks weird. Oh my God, it looks so good. That's crazy. Okay, and as far as my lip color goes, I am using the Fluff Matte lipstick from SUNNIES Face. Again, this is a local Filipino brand. They do ship to the United States. And I'm using the color Plush. You've probably seen this brand before. You've probably seen this packaging before. I used to use the color Girl Crush in this Fluff Matte lipstick all the time, but I found it was a little too vibrant for every day or for the vibe that I was going for. So what I like about Plush is it is a lot more muted, but it still has color. So it's not like brown, but it's also not red either, or pink. Period. Okay, now that we have done the full-on makeup look, now we're going to lock everything in. So, like I said, the finishing spray is, you know, just to like melt all the layers of your makeup together. So I'm just gonna spray this one more time before we lock everything in. So let me actually put my hair in my shirt and then cover my edges. Yeah. Use my little fan from Patrick Ta. I don't really know if you can see this on camera, but in person, this spray leaves a pretty dewy finish, or it's more of like a natural dewy finish. As someone with oily skin, I don't like that. I like to be matte, especially if I have a matte lip. You know what I'm saying? So this is my holy grail. Oh my God, I love this thing. This is the One Size On Till Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. I'm really surprisingly delighted by One Size as a brand. They make some really solid products, and this setting spray, so good. It is so good. Oh, let me explain the difference between a setting spray and a finishing spray. So obviously the finishing spray is meant to melt all the layers of your makeup together. A setting spray is what you're actually supposed to use to set or lock in your makeup so that it doesn't transfer, it doesn't sweat off, it doesn't smudge, things like that. One tip that I've read was if a product has alcohol in it, it's probably going to be a setting spray. And if it doesn't have alcohol in it, it's probably going to be a finishing spray. Finishing sprays have much more like moisturizing ingredients. That might not be true for every type of finishing spray, but that was like a general rule that I read somewhere, I think on Reddit or something. So we're gonna shake this up real good. They do have a much bigger version of this. I don't know why I have the travel size. Did I even buy this or was this sent to me? I don't even know, but it's a fantastic product. And we're going to cover the edges again, and we're just gonna go to town. Mattify this face up. So what do you think, it girls? I think I look like quite the distinguished gentlewoman. What do you think? I don't know if I would call this no makeup makeup necessarily, but it is like a really simple everyday makeup look that I have been doing lately. Obviously, I did a little bit more just because I'm appearing on camera, but on a day-to-day basis, like I won't do the contour, I won't do the bronzer, I'll go a little bit lighter on the lips, for example, and sometimes I won't do my winged eyeliner, even though I love it so much. It's been such a long time since I did a beauty video. I hope you guys like found my tips useful. I will leave all of the products that I use in the description box down below if you're interested in trying any of these products. Oh my God, this makeup looks so good. It's crazy. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video if you like this video. Subscribe to enroll in It Girl Academy, and I'll catch you guys next time.